They say before you die, make sure you experience the love of an artist. But nobody tells you about the cost. To be loved by an artist is magic in truth, but it comes at a cost. I will immortalize you whether you want it or not. Loving you means you will automatically exist in my art. My love and my art are the same thing. I wrote you a poem equates to me saying, I love you. But if I really love you, I won't just write you a poem, I'll write you. I will make you my art, my rhythm, my muse. And even if no one knows when I stand to speak, you will always know it's you. So imagine that fight we had, immortalized. That time I made you. Teenagers who haven't been born yet will study about it and wonder how it feels to be touched like that. They will study a poem about the way you smile in literature class and wonder who is the persona. Darling, it is you.
I am Githenji. I am the one who has the key to the room 207. I am the one who steals your breath and runs with it to hide it under the Lake Victoria. I am the one who shoots his shots and leaves you in a bulletin or a magazine. I am the hand that controls the three arms that hum, the judge whose gavel hammers her behind bars. I am the member of parliament that passes bills that surpass your bills and bask in bars. I am the executive that drowns your could-be, queen bee and doesn't care if it causes a buzz. I am the hand that hands out handouts to keep your hands out. I am the footsteps of the feet that will step you to feet in a coffin. I am the drug that will drag you to your depressive coffin. I am the chosen one. I am God himself. I am chosen by God himself. I am the chicken sellout. I am the chicken seller, the one who cried against his prayers. I am the alliteration in burning children in a church. Light up the tunnel. I am the one who will steal the theater in Nakuru, take up the space of the drama. It is beats of me devolved into 47 broken parts and boom, I dip in the flame every time you want to take a shot at a decent life. I am Laikipia. I am premium American Ebola. I am Ebola. Everything is in my reach. I can buy standards and their standards.
Bado wakubwa wanataka kitu kidogo. Bado rich men wako na poor morals. Bado watu who dig kwa oil companies hawajawahi kuwa mafutani. 10 millionaires, 10 million beggars, 9-hour day shifts hawajawahi clock in 8-figured salaries, daily 7 to 6 na bado economy haijai wapea high 5, working on the weekend, waliachana na usingizi wa 4 na bado dreams zao za 4-wheel drive zilikuwa kwa 3, mara 1-2 wanarushiwa tuso, tuchwani fulani mara 3 na change itoshi fare matatu. Mzinga inaangushwa mara 2-3 ya 4 siku ya kueffect change na kuanga wamefiatu. Wamezoea kubebwa na matatu siku watapewa lift na 4-wheel drive, hivyo ndio watakuwa secured for the next 5 years. Mara ngapi watasita wakidanganywa wahitaji kufanya kazi siku 6 ndio provide meals za siku 7. Alafu anatokwa mchana hata si usiku wa 8. Yote 9 ya 10 kuja last cargo.
Stranger removal services imekuwa blooming business zinafanywa even in the streets. If Mary Stops had a confession to make, I swear wangeadmit wanachukia kampuni za P2. Ama they would say they hate to see family planning coming. Joona vile chomia pedia nauza 2 chini ya ulimi na simama side by side na chemist nauza protection kwa wingi. And if you ever thought you can shame a woman na kitu ashaifanya, then you'll be shocked. Na the electrifying pride at which wana admit, hawezi pata mtoto sahi bila kujipanga. Anakupea the whole procedure mpaka ya vile the whole process ukua. Anasema, hayuko ready to bring an innocent Ayuko ready to give an innocent being a shitty life metaphorically, so why don't she just make it literal? Anasema that watoto wa siku hizi wakikuja wanaacha sani zao heaven, so why don't she just resend it there? Furthermore, si mtoto kuwa safe kwa nyumba ya baba. Oh baba. Baba. baba mtoi mwenda zake haku receive the news well. Alisema hiyo ni shida imejileta. Na huyo dem hayuko new kwa story za baba kuendea maziwa, but years later bado hajaipata hata nusu lita. Alireziwa in a shitty background, so hataki another life imebadhi kuwe part of this litter. Come to Last Kaga.
So the first time I heard about sex was on TV. And so I asked, Mom, nangono ni? And I was met with those African mom eyes as if to say, wewe unayua ngoto ni? But her lips gave up the words. Embu uliza mwalimu, ndio maana nalipa pi. Ulimwengu. Si hata unaona. Huyu paka mafunzo kanyimwa na mama. So curiosity ikamtuma kusaka. So ndani ya loka paka kazama. And his one-stop shop for words was like, come see. And what he sees, ngono, equals sex. Inashangaza. Yes, mind you, I'm barely 10. The fruit is still a plague. So kama unaijua, either umebonga na shetani, ama wewe ndio shetani na kaa ujui. Ai, wewe ni nani? Usilete uduke jani, usibonge mezani kijana, tudum na kuchill tu. Si tudum na kuchill tu, ni lazima tudu kejani, kabumbu, inaanzia mali tudum inafika. Hilo tunda la FIFA, kabla bado alijaanguka kuna yule alilishika. And it's like they took an oath ya kulizika. So over time, imekuwa ikipaliliwa mchanga. Kila ujao ukipita. Such a small word. Sex. Imevishwa matambara na designer lies. All in an attempt ya kuificha. Come to Last Cargo.
Sasa mnafanya nika tunafaa kubonga hivi. Man, poetry was the first thing I fell in love with, and it's such an honor, ladies and gentlemen. 3 of them are from Nakuru. That's true, right?
Kina nani?
Yeah, hao ni watatu kutoka Nakuru.
I identify someone from Nakuru because nilisoma huko for 4 years.
Nice. So ni watu wanne wametoka Nakuru.
Yes, watu wanne wametoka Nakuru.
But why I say that is because as soon as we shared your poster, people from Nakuru started making a lot of noise. We have Scooby Asosh all the way from Nakuru.
Tunamuita governor.
Yes, Willie Oeba, big shout out to you, man.
Umesahau mkisi wetu.
Mkisi wetu mgani?
Kerandi Dennis
Omosori Bwege Susu. Pia alisema hapo ndani. To make sure that you guys are here. Penta poets, ladies and gentlemen. Wapi makofi yao tafadhali. Let's make it loud for them. Yeah, very loud, very loud. Man, first of all, 5 people coming together and deciding to, there's the artistic ego. To say that, you know what, we're going to do this together.
Yeah.
How did that come about? But we definitely want to get your intros, get to know who you are. Nitap,
Sawa.
Yes.
My name is Nitap. I am a spoken word artist. I'm based in Nairobi. I do mostly Sheng, Kiswahili, and a little bit of English poetry. Me being part of Last Cargo was a call from Belvin, which I really appreciate the call because it has been really amazing working with this beautiful team.
Yeah. Okay. And then the gentleman himself, Timelines.
Yeah, amazing.
Yeah.
My name is Timelines Poetry.
Yeah.
I am the 67th Poetry Grand Slam King.
Yeah.
I'm gonna be representing Kenya in South Africa in October.
Si pole.
Yeah. And then
na urudi huko hakuna kazi. Hakuna kazi. Kienda kuchukua kazi zao wanakuchukua tu huko nje. Yes.
Yeah.
So as you why the ladies had to leave, but we definitely wanted to get details about them. You guys came out, a collective of 5, decided to just make sure that you get to work together. How did that come to be?
Let me take that. So it was a call from Belvin, as I had earlier said. I guess she approached us differently, very separately. By the time we were coming up with a group, we did not know who the other poet will be.
Yeah.
And then we meet there, and then we're the 5 of us, and it's like, mind-blowing, because the selection was the best. Yes.
I think it's the best of the best. Nyash phrased it the other day as a very good thing. She said, it's getting to work with your artistic crushes.
Yes.
Because
Yeah.
I think we all love each other's poetry,
Yeah.
and we admire each other's work, and we have competed in the same stage, and we go together to now
You said
work
Belvin,
together. Yeah,
right?
Belvin the poet.
Belvin,
yeah.
just come. Belvin, come. Hakuna haja kuongelelena uko hapa. So you mastermind, came up with this, talk to us, and of course introduce yourself.
Yeah.
My name is Belvin.
Okay.
Poet. I'm from Nakuru.
Yay.
Mimi ndo nimeshikilia hawa watu.
On my shoulders.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I
Yeah.
I wanted to do a project with Nyash initially, and then I knew I wanted to do like project kwa the bars around town, and itashikwa midomo ya watu for a long time. So I've interacted with all these poets individually. Tumekuwa na hawa kwa project fulani ilikuwa inaitwa Poetry Theatre Development. Tumekuwa na Ska kwa female poets, tumekuwa na Nyash. So I admired their writing, their performances. Ilikuwa na artistic crush, as you said. So I knew I wanted to work with all of them at a point, but I never knew itakuwa Last Cargo. So when I called each of them, na waka agree, it was a win for me.
Let's talk about Last Cargo. You've been saying Last Cargo, and I think I hear towards the outro of every
Come to Last Cargo.
It's like an invitation, but tell us about Last Cargo, just the concept behind it, what it's about. I feel like it's very central. From the lines I've picked up from some of the poets.
It's central, right?
The poems you've done, it's very central. But please do tell.
Yeah, so I remember when we met for Last Cargo, we didn't know we were gonna do Last Cargo.
Okay.
But now we wanted to do a project around.
Which cargo did you want to do?
The first one. Yeah, so we wanted to do a project around pedophilia, around GBV, what happens in relationships, how sex is introduced to us, how Christianity has imeka your purity culture, and some things we cannot talk about, but we did not know how to do it. So as we were writing together, so we started writing the show together. But now this guy here, Nitap, had a piece about the truck drivers along Mai Mahiu and the case that had been investigated. And it was basically truck drivers carrying cargo and also having lust. And
the specific line said, kumbe his last cargo. His last
cargo. Yes. So you are like, we have the show, we are writing the show, we don't have a name. What are we gonna call the show? And it aligned directly with Nitap's piece, and so ilikuwa godsend.
You know, one thing about poets, spoken word artists, you guys I usually say it and I say it a lot, you're the modern day prophets. Why? Because every time you speak about something, it either happens repetitively or it just comes to happen. What's in the space of making sure that we get to keep as much as we can for the future generations? Because we write pieces, yes, but how do we store the pieces in that they can be passed on to the next generation? I told you, I started reading poetry when I was about 8 years. W.B. Yeats, Shakespeare, and so many other African poets. But how do we store this to make sure that it's just not just Last Cargo being the last cargo, like in a Shea generation? We go on to the next generation and give them something tangible for them to actually prescribe to.
Yes. So first of all, of course, social media, we're really big on documenting whatever we're doing, be it on shows, be it anything, even when you're just rehearsing everything, so that maybe the next generation can see the whole process, apart from just now standing on stage and presenting. There is what comes before the presentation. There is the rehearsals, there is the research, and we make sure that you're posting each and every part of that. And also, we do workshops with maybe the poets that you're trying to mentor, the writers you're trying to mentor. We give them workshops, try and teach them this is the way. Toka hapa, enda hapa, enda hapa. Yes, so
just an addition to that, in the verge to, maintain the poetry, I think it's increasing kufanya the entry point into the poetry scene iko very easy, and more people can consume poetry such that poetry inaacha kuwa a niche thing. It goes mainstream. So as many people consume poetry, they keep these stories, they pass them to the next people. Now we have more people coming to theater, more people coming to watch poetry shows, and then more people writing poetry. And if now poetry becomes a sustainable practice, I think it enable to the next generation and to more generations.
Nataka to invite kwa hiyo event, and of course give us something for 30 seconds. Unajua ndio wase wakam. Unajua usanii noma. I've been an artist all my life, and it's not easy being an artist. Maybe one day too soon we'll talk about the sustainability of making sure that we get to build platforms where artists can feed each and every single day up until we become the most famous people, not the politicians. To invite.
So guys, welcome.
Right there.
Welcome to Last Cargo. On the 26th of July, this Sunday, tutakuwa pale NT at KNT at 4 p.m.
Kidogo sema NTV.
Tutakam. Tutakuwa pale KNT from 4 p.m. 5 voices, 1 stage, one very, very beautiful show.
Where can we get the tickets? We want to support you.
Tickets at Mook.
Nice. Tupatie kapis kadogo. Tukimalizia as we get back into the music. Genesis is on the other half. We're going to make sure that we get to listen to Genesis, who's been outside. Uko hivyo and ako ready, mistari, nini, and everything. I'll make sure that you get to subscribe to whatever they're doing. They're 5 poets. They came together. Penta poets. Yeah.
Sio kila mtu weka mikono katikati ya miguu with an intention of kugenerate joto for their cold hands. Sometimes vitu get out of hands, fingers to slide deep kwa pants, and those who know better watasema indo kazi ya mikono ama vidole, to be more specific on this case. Last cargo.
We get back into the music. I almost panicked for a second.
Bye.